Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time for some more Tainted Grail. Now, I'm facing the main gates of the keep, so I might as well be heading out. It appears to be around lunchtime. Let's go and meet the knight named Abigail, who seemed to be resting beside this statue. A viewer kindly commented to inform me that in one source I'm unfamiliar with, Abigail is the name of a demon who masquerades as an honourable and noble knight and tries to trap and trick people. Now, I'm mentioning that because I have spoken to him off camera, and let's see how this goes. Look at him in all his armour with this mighty shield upon his back.
Off the leash, are we? They must have had their fun with you. Who had you as their plaything? The church? The druids? Some band of cutthroats? But it doesn't matter now, that you're free.
His voice is very quiet. I hope you can hear it all. It's sort of husky and almost a little guttural, but also refined. Who are you?
I'm Abigail, a knight. I swore my sword to my lady's will, and she kept me close, until she had no more use for me. Now, I walk alone, but a shadow never strays too far.
How do you know that something happened to me?
You look wretched, and you smell like death. I've seen people like you before. Broken, worn down, dragged through the mud. If you've had enough of it all, I could grant you an honorable death. In a proper duel, you lived like a cur, but you could die like a knight. Wouldn't that be just splendid? Just say the word.
Let's steady on now.
Farewell, wanderer.
Just a reminder that most of what we are wearing could barely qualify as armour. We have a shield, some metal kneecaps, a few rivets in this leather, and that is about it. Whereas he appears to be fully kitted out in pretty heavy armour, with a shield, a very spiky shield at that, and presumably some kind of weapon. I don't think I'll take him up on his offer. Maybe later. So, what shall I do with the remains of the day? We tackled a brigand or two over there. We know there's a path down there leading to a beach, don't we? We almost took it earlier. I'm thinking the brigands here might be slightly easier if I am cautious. And that stag is still at bay. Something spooked it, probably me, as I come tramping around in my big boots. I see people over there. Let's not approach them unless we have to. So here was the ruffian, the knave who assailed us. And there's another 1, 2, 3, 4. If we can tackle 1 or 2 at a time, we're golden. Okay, he's coming. If...
Say your prayers! Like a milkmaid.
Well, about that. I have some experience of this matter. Not much, admittedly. What I think I'll do, because food is a slow release heal over time, is gobble up before going into battle here. Wow.
I will bleed you.
Our accuracy leaves something to be desired. What the fuck? Right, that's better.
Your rodents here. Thanks for mercy. This is going to hurt.
Alright.
This is my lucky day.
Ow. It's okay.
Your gold belongs to us. You're no match for our band.
Uh-oh. At least our stamina replenishes fairly swiftly. Let us plunder the belongings of these ne'er-do-wells. Now, what have we here? 28, 20. Okay. What if I replace that with 36? Let's view all these items. Aha! Not really an upgrade. Ooh. Although that is... We could even try using it a little. And I did want to... Where are we? 20? We should probably aim to develop our two-handed weapon skill a bit, because doing so later on will be very perilous indeed. Don't worry, he's heard us coming. And now he hears no more. There's one more chap over here. We could even steal upon him. I don't think...
What's your
Yeah.
back?
Well, he'll find his way to us. There it is.
Not looking so good now.
You were saying? That's almost enough risk for now. The group over there, we've seen at least two. I do not like the ominous glow from within this great beast, bound to the stone. In terms of time, we might not have time to go visit the beach. So instead I'm thinking we'll trot back to the castle a little early and indulge in some crafting. I can't remember if we met the cook last episode or not. I think we did. And I should probably check how much wood we have on our person for the repair of the pier, as was requested. Okay, that wooden club isn't broken, so We have a number of things we can sell off. Wood 26. Okay. It would be nice to use a lot of that wood in crafting for experience points at this early stage. But I'm not going to just yet. Right. Let us trade these garments. This worn out leather breastplate is not quite as effective as this torn red shield's leather armour, and that's not saying very much. We now have a looter's mask, which will make us look like a wally, but increase our critical hit chance by 3%, which at this low level is pretty respectable. Let's trade these. Okay, we'll sell both those. We do not need all of these. And this requires 4 endurance. We're working on it. Broken. Yeah, we don't need that. That is a downgrade. I will need to check that short sword, but this club can go. There we go. We also fired off a number of arrows, and should definitely be looking to replace those. And we should look at this notice board over here shortly. For now, we have defeated some bandits and should claim the reward.
Please, state your business.
I have put paid to numerous lawless individuals.
Really? You fought bandits and killed them? Oh, I want to hear all the details. Here's your reward, but promise you'll tell me everything.
Of course, I was incredibly inept, but I'm working on it.
Go, the hunter waits.
Alright. Wanted. The head of Senan the Giant. Last seen in an abandoned village near the King's Road. Notable features, admirable size. The bandit known as Senan the Giant is wanted for murder and robbery. Extremely strong and dangerous. Do not approach alone. Be cautious of his two-handed sword. Killian, Camelot's representative. Wanted. The head of Silent Cilia. Last seen north of the sunken village. Notable features, often wearing a black hood and wielding dual daggers. A dangerous assassin known by the names Silent Cilia, Cilia the Spectre, Silk, Shade, Sylvia Sinclair, and Saffron Sheborn. Wanted for multiple murders, robbery and theft. Wanted. The head of Fingerless Colm. Last seen near the East Gate. He is the easiest of these to locate and also ridiculously dangerous, so we've got to be careful there. Notable features. Missing fingers on the left hand. I don't think he is, ironically. Fingerless Colm is wanted for his countless crimes against the people of Camelot, including treason, murder and robbery. He leads a group of outlaws known as Colm's Dozen. His outlaws are much easier to deal with. Van Heen. Wanted. The head of Rusty Ardgal. Last seen, collapsed bridge along the King's Road. Notable features, red hair. We've fought a number of individuals with red hair now. The infamous bandit Rusty Ardgal, also known as Crimson Ardgal, is wanted for crimes against Camelot. His list of offences include murder, robbery, extortion, and the desecration of holy shrines sites. He commands a group of equally vile outlaws. Well, presumably, the bounty for each of these individuals will be considerably higher than the meagre 10 coins we get for the regular brigands. Did we help him? I'm fairly sure we did. There is a way of checking. Crafting, cooking, Mother's Pie, we have indeed helped him. Well then. We have consumed some food and potions. And should be looking to replace them. In the meantime... Ooh. How are we doing for money, actually? 344. That's pretty good. Mark all as seen, including you. And you lot. Come on, what are you playing at? There we go. These trousers are probably the best protective piece of equipment we have. This shield's a bit weak. It would pay to replace it. Now. Oh, wait. Ha, yes. We can upgrade our boots. There we go. And keep pushing towards... Actually, it occurs to me that since there is a maximum armor weight, the perk that... No. That increases armor weight thresholds may play into that, extending the upper end as well as the lower ends. And presumably... armor weight multiplier. See, I'm not sure if that is how that affects things, right? It could be a multiplier of the effect of armor weight rather than changing the weight. Right, now... we should definitely save up for the Adventures of the Swan Knight, with the patterns for remarkably good armor. Also, there is something else I want to get to, but we want some copper. So, 50.3% weak. 40, yeah. So we can add additional materials to crafting to increase the chances of something good happening. However, that may not be in our best interest. Okay, let's try and make a hatchet. Worse. Okay, so we should make something. 24. We do have some iron. Make a few extra lockpicks. There we go. Our handcrafting skills shall be woefully behind our other craft skills. And that's okay. We can live with that. While I'm tempted to check the chopping block to see if there is wood left for me today, I think I can do that once all the shops have shut. How are we doing for equipment? Alchemy, not enough booze. Monster blood. Lose 7 health must be a poisonous thing. Right. Sharpening stones from... Yeah. Broken arrows, we can work with those eventually to... Rocks. Okay, cooking. We've got flour, we've got groats. We want oats, milk, plenty of milk. And perhaps we can even craft a few more potions. Rurik, isn't it? Or Rurik? I hate the fact that it turns off walking after every door. Right, and we have the identically titled non-identical books. 333, we could actually... Ooh. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, mind. We'll buy the milk. We want some... oats. Oats. Here we go. What else? Grab a few eggs. Here we go. Bit of cabbage. Blueberries? Now they're for the ugly pie, aren't they? Let's not do that. Although the ugly pie might be good for improving our skill. It is growing too late to... Okay, let's trot over to the chopping block and see if there's any wood left for us this evening. The thing is, I'm a little concerned that checking it now might jinx it for morning. And speaking of morning, perhaps we should prepare some hearty fare before our rest and after. Alright. Again, let's try to avoid the temptation to improve our crafting skill early. Thing is, if we don't do it now, later on when we begin, it will seem like we're making slow progress, and we may become disheartened and choose not to do so. Again, I have now spoken with Abagor the Fiend. Okay, let's make some mashed potatoes. And what hearty and wholesome mashed potatoes they are. Right. Well, we gained a point to our cooking skill. And 20 experience points towards our level, which is still quite a way off. Did I? Okay. We shall upgrade this. And then, not wishing to go and menace everyone with a loaded bow, we'll go speak to the nice lady over here and sell her a crappy one. It's a good practice bow for any of the men who might want to take up hunting in the future. Yeah, that can be our angle. Also, we made this. I believe that short sword is not in use. I'll be in trouble if it is. Nope, we're good. So now to rest. And then I think we'll head out and go back to that beach that I mentioned. We should have plenty there to entertain us. Now, many people like to mention another game in the same breath as this one. Lots of people say it's like Skyrim. Well, if it's like Skyrim, then it's also like Oblivion and Morrowind and Daggerfall, but also distinctly unlike those games. You know what? If there's wood there now, there might be even more later in the day. Let's venture out into the cold, rainy morning. And trot along this road. It's good exercise for Gwyn. He's going through all those pain thresholds that I experience incredibly differently due to my fibromyalgia. For those of you not familiar, fibromyalgia is a lifelong condition. Had it since I was born. Didn't really have a diagnosis until about 11 years ago now, actually. I just thought everyone felt the same way. It's a condition where I experience physical pressure as varying degrees of pain. And things can become quite uncomfortable for me. So if someone says, "Does it hurt?" I can't say no. So much as, well, how much counts as hurting you? You know, because like it always hurts. Everything hurts. Just some things hurt more than others. You know, any sort of degree of physical contact is generally discomfortable to me. And yes, I'm always physically in contact with something. Why do I sit down? Because it hurts less than standing up, you know. And here we have a Shrine of the Deer. What can we do here? Make an offering of animal parts. 3 antler fragments for a movement speed multiplier. I don't think we particularly have any antler fragments upon our person. However, should we acquire some, that may be another matter. And again, the stag outside the castle is, you know, a pretty good indicator that I could go kill that if I wanted to. Speaking of wanting to, I see bodies on the beach, standing and shambling, in motion. Let us consume some food.
Look what you've done, you fool. It's always the same with you. Beat them up first, ask questions later, damn it. And now we have no gold, no nothing, just a pile of old stone and a dead body.
And a dead body.
Come off it. Let's just take what he had and let's get out of here.
They just killed the
I need
man.
to have shut, a piece of iron and a slip of paper.
Yeah. Right, you despicable lot. Let's see who they slew. Letter to Alius, silk hat, Camelot noble's doublet, leather trousers, and nobleman's boots. Letter. You know, 200 axe, it's not very great, is it, really? Rusty old axe. The hat is on par with our hood, but it makes our hair disappear weirdly. This doublet is of a similar protective value to our own armor, but weighs less, and we're trying to build up, you know, decent higher armor skills. No one's boots, okay. Dear Alius, you, my most faithful companion, are my only hope. Go to the All-Mother's shrine, perform the following ritual, and bring me the amulet you will surely be gifted. Granny said that you need to make an offering of a rose, some sage, and a feather. This is my last hope to save my beautiful daughter. Return safely, and may the All-Mother protect you. Lady Cardia. I'm not sure we will ever run into a Lady Cardia. And this might just be here to provide us with something. Oh look, there's roses on the floor already. Take me, All-Mother, into your embrace. This feather is a symbol, my light heart. This rose, a love confession. This sage, a promise of purity. Please protect me now and forever. Love me as I love you. And this also tells us to bring a feather, a rose, and some sage. Do we have those things? We do. And we have gained an amulet called the All-Mother's Mercy. Receiving fatal damage leaves you with 100% maximum health instead of dying, but destroys the amulet. I suspect we may only be able to get one of these here, rather than constantly coming and making the same offering, although if we can, that will be impressive. How is our health looking? Not ideal. "49 arrows. Well, we can have some fun with that. These shambling figures appear to be moving aimlessly. I'm not sure what the effective range on this bow is. Ah, that got his attention. Okay, more Witcher monsters. Now, don't think I don't see you over there. I think this one's a little tougher. He's got some kind of seashell on his head. Okay. Let's take a little jaunt. Alright, you. He's also slightly swifter on his feet. Right. You've asked for it, pal. There we go. And we've gained a level! Hooray! Now there's one more here. And we know there are more of them about, so I want to clear the area first. Ooh. Could have sworn there's usually a fourth one. Did I miss the body? So. We felled one here. Perhaps 'twas only those three. Well now. What manner of blue-lit thing could this be? We'll use our spade and dig it up. 25 coins. Excellent. Keep that spade handy. There may be more things here upon this beach. Oh, wow. What are we digging? I don't like the fast travel. Alright? As we all know, fast travel is cheating, but worst, I believe this game attempts to enforce fast travel by having certain enemies refresh at an alarmingly swift rate. Hello. Don't mind me. Okay, 1/4 arrow hits. So yeah, by having enemies refresh at an alarmingly swift rate, not all enemies mind, just some. And by having the weirdness come at night. Having the weirdness come at night restricts the distance you can travel without encountering the weirdness, and early on in the game, the weirdness would be very unfortunate for us to encounter, as it can become quite nasty. Oh, hello. Right. Ooh. You've had it. So, the combination of short travel distances, short safe travel distances, and, you know, frequently respawning foes, which causes you to, you know, deal with them in one way or another, which takes up time and eats into your travel times, means that either your travel distances are very limited, or you have to abuse the fast travel system, which is a crime against nature, to be honest. Oh, copper. Excellent. And a dead man. That thing is very large. We will not be looking to engage with that. If we can avoid it, we shall for now. For that is a creature referred to as the ogre. What are these red glows trying to show me? Ah! Treasure. Excellent. 43 coins. Wonderful. How are we doing for time? Ooh, 10 to 7, okay. Can we make our way into this hut? We can. We should now probably be making our way back, however, to the keep. As the hour is growing late, and improving our athletics skill will, you know, pay off over time. The glows showing the treasures do seem to persist after the treasures have been claimed. I don't know why. It just is that way, that's all. Let's try and make it back before it gets too late. And if it is too late, we'll just do our business in the morning. Hooray! Abigail can wait. Perhaps someday, when I have a modicum of training and some half-decent equipment, I'll take him up on his offer, but for now, it feels dubious at best. He offers us death. I wonder what would happen if I wore that amulet and he killed me. Would he then continue to fight me on full health, perhaps cursing me for my durability? Or, and I find this unlikely, but it would be an amusing opportunity, perhaps he would call off the fight, congratulate me, claim the victory as he has slain me, and advise me to take greater caution in the future. Okay, we'll sell off this. Don't need both of those. That is in terrible condition. I will sell this because it makes us bald like some kind of silly wally. Magnetic gauntlets. Now, this keeper's armor is nice, but it's the armor the keepers wear. I should perhaps keep this in case wearing fanciful items comes in useful later on. We shall see. I want to check for wood. I'm not sure if it's time or leveling that makes more wood available. It does seem to be a random amount each day. Sometimes very little. Sometimes 2.5 logs. Sometimes all 4.5. Sometimes only 1.5. So let us see what we can find today. Two and a half. Excellent. Well, that's 10 wood. Takes us up to 36 of the 50 required to repair the docks. We'll take all these. Oh, yes. That. We should deal with that. A quick dash across the training grounds to see if the quartermaster is still at his post. He is not. In which case we shall tend to that particular matter of business upon the morrow, after we have rested. And since no one's watching, we will just jog across to here. And go sit by that campfire for a moment and improve our skills. Now, what do we have and what do we need? We have no ability score. Wait. No ability score requirements to meet at all. Excellent. Trust me, that will change. Oh no, wait. 4 endurance. Right. We can certainly put another point into endurance. It is a valuable and wholesome ability that keeps us hale and hearty. I will absolutely increase endurance this level. There we go. And then... So we got extra damage while using a shield. We can have blocking require less stamina. Parrying just seems to be impossible. I'm aware that if we increase dexterity, the parry window grows. Extra health. Increase your damage by 1% for every 10 points of missing health. Killing enemies, 10 points of health that you are missing. Your attack speed is increased. So we could go with the stamina because We don't have that much of it. 50% chance to recycle a single resource when crafting. Very nice. We could also... Not a fan of crafting arrows at a campfire or weapons and armor, but no longer crafting weak items would be a very nice perk to have. Additionally, endurance increases your melee damage by 1% per point. That is a very nice synergistic increase to have. Receiving melee damage returns 25% of it back to the attacker. Those are two very nice. 1 extra point of armor, flat across the board. Brilliant. Increase armor weight thresholds by 5%. Now, I really don't want to. Unless it increases the upper limit of the heavy threshold, which would make some sense. But then all the armor upgrading is to do with reducing the weight of armor, so I kind of want to take this and this. So we have 2 free on here. Could really do with that stamina. Under strength, these seem similar to the endurance traits from the health points tree. Would be nice to get hold of some of these consecutive hits. This seems to be all dual wielding. One weapons reduced for target stamina. 5% chance to stun. Could get quite nice there. Okay. 1 moment. Oh, just. Parry window is increased by 0.1 seconds. Well, what's it base? Because if it's just a third of a second increase, I'm not sure it's that significant. 20% more stamina. Drains stamina from enemies. Critical hit chance. But, I mean, it's nice, right? Yeah. I think for now, until we get some better armor, this is a worthy investment. Although that is something I should really be leaning into. So now that we have 3 of our 4 endurance required to wear this cloak, let's go to bed. Get ourselves a nice knight's kip. Yeah, there's a potential pun there if you want to look for it. Although it wasn't actually intentional this time. Although I was thinking of knight puns earlier for the knight fighting in the weirdness at night, you know. So, anyway, yeah, back to Skyrim, right? I don't think this game has to be compared to Skyrim. Yes, I can see possibilities. It plays like a melee-based first-person... Well, melee and magic and ranged first-person shooter in a fantasy setting. Skills improve with use. But hey, Elder Scrolls didn't come up with that. You know, that was RuneQuest back in the possibly 70s, definitely 80s, mind. And Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay later on, although that was more you choose which skills to spend your experience points on. I have a duty to go and see the Quartermaster. This is important. I should not shirk it. We have found the corpse of one of his keepers. Now, I will have something to say after I have met with the Quartermaster regarding this matter, and I shouldn't have said it now. I shouldn't have even brought it up. Because it would seem like me just going, oh yeah, actually, you know what, but no, I've already thought about this, you know. It's fine. Also, I've got to say, the Quartermaster, in terms of keeping all the supplies organised and stored in good places around the keep, is doing a terrible job. I found a piece of metal with an inscription. Do you know what it is?
That's one of our tags. Every soldier gets one when they pledge their loyalty. I just hope the body you took it from was already cold. because killing a keeper would land you in some serious trouble. You know, here's what I'm thinking. If you stumble over any of our fallen keepers out there, bring me their tags. Sure, they all swore to stay here until the bitter end, but they have families who deserve to know what became of them. It's part of my duty, but since I can't send any more beyond these walls, maybe you could lend a hand. I'll pay you for every tag you bring back.
Alright, and that pays rather more than the bounty on Brigands. It has occurred to me that there are a limited amount of fallen keepers for us to discover, and since Sigurbold mentioned 3 old gambling friends of his among the keepers who don't seem to be around or on active duty anymore, those might be the dead ones we can find. Their bodies could indeed be his old gambling friends. I don't know if that's for certain, I don't know if there's only 3 of them, but it's an interesting thought, all the same. 10 more. Ooh, that takes us to 46. So close, right? Unless I've been miscounting. Right. Ow. $45. We've lost one somewhere. But it does mean we can probably afford to do a little crafting. And now that we know about the dead men, these don't look as good. They look like they're in a bad way. Leather trousers, 2 pairs of leather trousers, okay. We'll put these on as they're slightly more comfortable and in slightly better shape. But now that we have permission, let's wear something with sleeves that actually protects our arms and makes us feel like we're wearing armor. Likewise, something that protects our hands and forearms and makes us feel like we're wearing armor. And we still need another point of endurance for the Keeper's Cape. I'm thinking our next point might actually go to strength or practicality rather than pushing endurance so far. It depends on if we find more items with endurance requirements or strength or dexterity requirements. You know, I will allow the items I find to guide me somewhat, but not entirely, because I don't need to use everything that I find. Some of the items seem to be in set places. Right. We do need to make ourselves a better shield. Oh, you know what? We shall purchase this book now, and hopefully not regret it too much. Adventures of the Swan Knight, 77. The Swan Knight stirs, consciousness returning as he surveys the grim scene. His loyal steed lies lifeless nearby, its golden mane matted with blood, eyes wide and empty. Rising to his feet, the knight declares, "My steed is fallen, my shield shattered and my armour torn, yet so long as my sword can be raised I shall not falter." 78. A blood-curdling inhuman war cry pierces the forest. The sound chills the air, testing even the bravest heart. "The Picts," thinks the Swan Knight, "they found me!" From the shadows the savages charge, their spears poised to strike. The knight stands firm, unyielding, ready to face them. 79. The first Pict lunges, spear aimed at the knight's heart. He deflects the blow with his blade, then strikes true, felling his foe instantly. The second he impales through chest and lung, the blade emerging crimson from the savage's back. The third hides behind a wooden shield, but a mighty swing shatters it and splits the warrior's skull, ending the skirmish in a shower of splinters and blood. And we have recipes for some potent armor. with very valuable enhancements. However, all of this armor requires a lot of things to make. 8 endurance for all of it. So we won't be making any of that anytime soon. Additionally, our crafting skill is so low, we really won't be making any of it anytime soon. That being said, one more lever. We can make leather. Right. 61.8% chance of failure. Now we can improve that. Oh, that's actually weak. Weak. 45 as like a 50-50 chance of better if we take out. So we can change the amount of materials we're using to make an item to improve the odds of success. Essentially, we are having some backup parts to replace anything that breaks while we're making it. Requires 4 strength, requires no strength. Oof. Copper throwing knife. You know what, if we make some of these, because these will... Yes, they will use up wood. Oh, 3 wood each. Okay, that's delayed things somewhat. But we have improved our crafting skill, and we should be able to sell these for some money. $19 copper throwing knives, 38 coins. There we go. What's that? Drowner's heart. Okay. Well then, Osbert. Where to next this episode? I think in another attempt to live dangerously. I mean, I have a little more protection now, right? Oh wait, 155. Because he had a nicer sword, did he not? He did, and it had no requirements we do not meet. There we go. Oh, and I do like the knotwork on the quillons. There we go. Let us now part with this light blade. If I get that second point of dexterity, then I can part with this quite comfortably. This now appeals less to me. I should probably be looking to make some more arrows at some point. Right. Let's go tussle with the local ruffians beyond the keep walls once again. Although I think I've done well enough to earn a save. Save, there we go. Now, so I'm thinking the brigands around the gallows tree and the base of the wall, possibly even going up the wall a bit, depends on how well I do. Let us venture forth into the wilds. Incidentally, if any of you have been playing this yourself, you know, feel free to tell me how well you've done. I'm sure you'll have done better than me. And if you haven't, maybe if you're just enjoying watching, that's great. If you're waiting to to purchase at full release or something, then yeah, just, you know, feel free to share.
Not looking so good now.
Okay, gotcha. So they are back. Let's be cautious. Not everyone has returned just yet, but he was returned fairly swiftly.
This place is creepy as shite. How much longer do we have to wait to take down that damn noose? 4 days and 4 nights. That's what the arsehole told me. Said it'd bring bad luck if we cut them down too soon. So then, they're dead. It's not like they'll get any more dead in 3 days' time. Don't sit there freezing my balls off. Don't you bloody touch it. We've got enough bad luck as it is. We don't need to sprinkle any more just because you're lazy. Eh, fine, fine. But if that bastard doesn't buy the noose from us, I swear I'll strangle him with it.
Well, they're armed and they're headed my way. With hostile intent, no less. Okay. Right, you lot. So that's the easy ones dealt with.
This is going to hurt.
Right.
This has some...
And he could have been quite dangerous at range of his bow. Now, we do want to ensure we are safe before venturing up yonder platform. Whereas sometimes a vagabond or knave lurking in this area, I think we're safe for now. So, this scaffolding leading up onto this wall will lead us to one of the absolute bastards who has a warrant out for his head. We cannot risk engaging him. He would murder us. His lackeys, on the other hand...
Stay sharp. You're a bit fertile.
are still alive. Temporarily. His lackeys, on the other hand, can be absolutely dealt with. You there! Watch this.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Don't you dare fall off the edge. Right, there we go, that'll do. We may have to go retrieve his body from down there, but it won't be easy. Looked like he had something on him. Some nice items. And there he is. We will not engage. But instead, we will remain aware that his lackeys are in the area. Take that wood. Right, do it again, I dare you.
I won't go down easy.
Right. That was rough. Now, there is a slight issue here, where movement becomes blocked. A jump gets us up over that top step is weird. Now, let's take these as well and venture up here. Now, these men on the wall don't seem to reappear, to the best of my knowledge. Let's make some small healing potions. For the experience, and for the utility later on. Sometimes it can be tricky trying to select this chest, and crouching becomes necessary. Today I was more fortunate. And here... hunting trousers. Let's look at those. Hunting trousers require 2 dexterity, 2 endurance. Decreases the stamina cost of dashes while a bow is equipped. So good for retreating from a foe who is closing. But also, decent armor value if we hadn't... Yeah, decent armor value indeed. That reminds me actually. We don't know. I don't know if this armor value is the percentage of damage received that will be mitigated by armor, or if it is the percentage of the armor value we would have at 100% armor skill with all the armor we currently have. I think it's damage mitigation, in which case it should never reach 100%, for obvious reasons. And how are we doing for time? Okay. We can explore a little more, but should be heading back to the keep soon. Ah yes, there is a body that fell off the wall we should look at. And now I'm going to run and leap to practice my jumping skill a little bit. It's not much, but it's something. So he fell from up there, right? And I believe he had a blue shirt, which means we're going to have to go around the wall this way. Yes, you can die now. So. Oh, hello. I'm not sure that was the one we fought. No, it's about the correct place, isn't it? The other bodies down here. Probably don't merit investigating just yet, and that pool of blood looks like a very dangerous place. We have heard the legend of a local druid who was cast into it. And all of those dead that keep wandering out of it don't exactly make the place feel safe. Let's head back to the keep. I did, didn't I? Yes, I did. If we want to make the helmet and armor for the blacksmith from the body parts of the those little corpse eaters, or whatever they're called, corpse. I know they're not called corpse molesters, but it corpse something. Then we need a lot of crafting skill, and I'm thinking by the time we do it, he might be selling better things anyway. The temptation to plunge in many resources wastefully to craft the items is strong, however. We'll see if I give in to that temptation or not. If I yield to it. We got plenty of things here. Soulstone. Charge a soulstone with each kill. When fully charged, the soulstone is destroyed and fully heals player's health and mana. So 10 kills. Good for a 2 dexterity. That's not as good as what we currently have. Now this club is interesting because it appears to be slightly better than the mace, but the same price. Although as a cracked item it may handle in an inferior manner, I don't know. Still want to go making a better shield. So we want the money. And we do end up selling a lot of cack, don't we? I did just check I was selling then and not buying. Now, I mean, those look like the same trousers we've got on, but in a worse condition, but with the same armor value. Interestingly. Right, and we can part with many of these. There we go. Right, let's check the bow. Okay, we do have 2. Let's go look at our crafting options while there's still some sun in the sky. Also, check the chopping block, but that can be done a little later. Ooh, that looks a bit rough, doesn't it? I'm aware that I'm not on the highest graphics settings. These are just ones that were pre-selected by my computer. Clearly this is what it thinks I can handle, but I'm not sure much better graphics settings would be a big improvement because of some of the stylistic choices. Now. Oh wait. And that's 5 strength, 3 strength. We're going to need some strength for weapons, right? Okay. What can we make, and what would we like to make? So, 41.1% chance of making anything. If we were to put in 26% failure rate, it's still not great. And requires 2 dexterity anyway. So we might as well get that dexterity. And in the meantime, work on some of these things. This requires no wood. But also is not that great. Okay, hang on. Okay, not ideal. Right, bones, iron, leather, 95.8% failure rate. Yeah, we need to work on our skill, okay? This requires 2 wolf pelts and 1 more iron. I imagine this will also have a 80 armor. 80! That's got to have a terrible success rate. Okay. Consider that noted. One or more of those men was an outlaw, one with a bow. So let's go see the quartermaster, Fergus. He's no Carrick. Carrick's a kind of small keep or castle. Carrick Fergus, a Scottish song. Anyway, right. Oh, right. Yeah, wrong person. In which case, we'll just go check on the chopping block. We can claim our bounty in the morning if Killian has gone to bed already. Nothing. Probably shouldn't have looked. I don't know if looking refreshes the game's memory and goes, oh yeah, we don't have to reset this yet, and delays the amount that will turn up the next day. Hey, while I'm here.
Please, state your business.
I think you know.
Again? You really like killing, don't you? Do you shoot them with arrows from afar, or do you prefer to get right up close and watch the light fade from their eyes? I have so many questions, but for now, here's your reward.
You're a little eager to discuss killing, aren't you?
Go, the hunt awaits.
But also he seems a little cowardly, as if he's living vicariously through our reports. I see he's going to bed, so we should do that too. He's probably a good indicator of when it's not safe to be outside the walls. And after I've checked the chopping block in the morning, I should probably end the episode, because I reckon this one's been lengthy enough. Okay, I've been wittering. There's also been a few notable silences. I've been pretty exhausted recently, so I'm not at my best, as it were. I apologise for that. Hopefully things will improve in the next episode. Then again, this hasn't been a bad episode. We've made some progress. We're, you know what? We're going to go check that chopping block, because we might be able to finish a quest. Oh, that's harsh. We are 3 wood short, are we not? 3 wood short indeed. And yes, I know we could go buy some, but that's not really the point. Alright, well, we get a proper set of combat gear equipped. And I think we'll be heading out into the next episode. For now, though, I'm going to leave this one here. I hope you've all enjoyed this episode, and I do look forward to seeing you all in the very next one. I'll say goodbye for now, though, and cheerio, everyone. See you all soon.